I've been waiting for a guide to come and take me by the hand. Could these sensations make me feel the pleasures of a normal man? Loose sensations spare the insults, leave them for another day. I've got the spirit, lose a feeling, take the shock away. It's getting faster, moving faster now, it's getting out of hand. On the 10th floor down the back stairs, it's a no man's land. Lights are flashing, cars are crashing, it's getting frequent now. I've got the spirit, lose a feeling, let it out somehow. And then we skip. What means to you, what means to me, and what means to you, what means to me, and we will meet again. I'm watching you, take no pity from your friends. Who is right, who can tell, and who gives a damn right now? Until the spirit lives, sensation takes hold, let you know. Until the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. Until the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. I've got the spirit, but lose a feeling. I've got the spirit, but lose a feeling. Feeling. That's my way of getting around having to pay royalties, buy that sort of thing, and being able to incorporate music that would really be cool. Like if I could incorporate actual music in this show, that would be so fucking cool. But instead, you're stuck with me singing stuff like, this is a variety show with no particular niche. Maybe it's always about hanging out. Maybe we'll laugh at some stuff. Maybe we'll learn something new. But it's always about hanging out, me and you. Welcome to that No, this is not the premium thing. Welcome to that regular free thing with James. I'm your host, James, and up front, I'm going to let you know, I am not feeling too hot right now, babies. My allergies have been kicking my ass these past few days. So much so, it's mostly drainage. Like I've got scratchy throat, and then fortunately this morning I wasn't so stuffy as I was, but as I was getting set up, like setting up lights and camera and everything to record this, of course, my throat started getting the most scratchy it's been all day today. But yeah, it's been so uncomfortably, scratchy and sluggish and stuffy, these sensations, that last night I decided to take my first ever COVID test, just out of curiosity. And, well, I got the results, and I'm going to save them until later in this episode. So if you want to find out the result of my first ever COVID test, you're going to have to keep listening and or watching. Listeners, of whom I very recently learned there is at least one who listens to this show with some regularity. I found this out last night, and it literally caused me to do the shocked Pikachu meme face unintentionally. Unironically, unintentionally, my jaw dropped when I found out. at least one person listens to this show. And not only that, but listens with some regularity. And, well, that kind of gave me a bit of a renewed sense of self-worth or worth of time. Time. This show takes time to make, particularly because of the video component. If you didn't know, listeners, there's a video component to this show. It's what you hear plus video of if you can see me saying what you hear me saying. So it's like an extra little thing. You get to see my pretty face, and I record it in 2K, but that's not really a setting I'm able to export on iMovies, which is what I use to edit my videos that I make, because I'm making more than just this podcast these days. But I use iMovies, and unfortunately, I cannot, even though I record in 2K, unless I'm doing like my web series, I'll record those in 4K. But iMovies does not export 2K. It'll go from 1080p straight up to 4K, but not 2K. And, ratios, resolutions, there's no hard and fast rules, There's no real unification across the board, across devices, across software, operating systems, so on and so forth. So I can technically export 2K because the video resolution will be no higher than 2K, but it will be coded, like computers will label it as 4K. Because if I were to export my 2K footage as 1080p, it would lower the resolution because there would be more compression, more video file compression. But with 4K, theoretically, it's not compressing it. Now, of course, when it goes on YouTube, it gets compressed. But outside of that, it doesn't get as compressed as it would if I were to export as 1080p. And if none of this means anything to you, that's okay. I'm a fucking computer nerd. I've been one my entire life. Hi, what's up? Where was I going before I got onto this? Let me backtrack. Took the COVID test, saving the results till, fuck it, the end of this episode. We'll see how long this one goes. I really have nothing prepared, so I think this one's going to be a real, a nice solid hangout. If you've been looking to hang out, if you've, if your mind has been going off in a million different directions, if your energies are frayed out, fragmented and everything, take this time. Even if you're driving or working or doing something else, consider it. If you're not just sitting or laying somewhere or just standing idly in the middle of the fucking aisle in the grocery store, goddamn you. You could, if you're doing something, consider this like a walking meditation. Let my smooth baritone voice guide your energies back in. Reel it back in, baby. Defrag that hard drive. Let me be your trip guide. I'm a really good trip guide. And I've recently discovered, well, sort of more so rediscovered, that I can talk to animals too, man. But let me be your trip guide, and the trip is the trip back to your center. Let me help you reel all those frayed energies and scattered thoughts back into a central point in your hara or hara. It's a Japanese word for something you'll hear in all sorts of different schools of yoga and meditation. And meditation is a form of yoga, and yoga is a form of meditation. The hara is basically the middle point. Basically, like 3 fingers. You take 3 fingers, and the top finger of the 3, put it right at the bottom of your belly button. And then the other 3 are heading down toward like your pelvic bone, like the front of your pelvic bone. In the center in there and back in, so it's like vertically, it's between the top of your pelvic bone and your belly button. Find the center point there. And from there, go inward, like, depth wise, go inward toward like your spine. So the center point from your belly skin toward your spine, and the center point there, that is your hara. And that's considered, or like your stomach chakra. That's I think your 3rd chakra. That's the hara. And basically it's kind of considered sort of like if I remember correctly, like the seat of the soul. That's your gut, really. It's your anchor of your energy and of your consciousness. Put your thoughts there, not up in your brain, not up in your brain. Think with your gut, because there are literally, I mean, this is science, brain cells in your gut. Because when you're, a fucking cell and you start splitting off and become an embryo, you're this fucking blob, this bubble of different types of cells. And the type of cells that become your brain cells actually splits in 2. One half goes upward, the other half goes downward. The upward one becomes your brain and your skull, and the downward one becomes your brain and your gut. Like there's a whole nervous system link there. Like there's actually activity. If you talk to Tibetan monks and ask, like, I read this thing many years ago, because I've been into this stuff for a long time. Someone was asking Tibetan monks where thoughts come from, and like they wanted to study brain waves during meditation. And so these researchers put some type of like, the sensors, like the little sticky things they put on with a little wire on it, on the on these monks' heads. And the monks started laughing. And the researchers, I think they were like Germans or something, were like, "Why are you laughing?" And they're like, "Thoughts don't come from there. If you want to scan some activity of something while we're meditating, you have to put it on our belly. You have to put it on the gut." So that's something. That's something. Oh fuck. Where was I going? Let me be your trip guide and the trip back to your center. That's where I was. See, I had to reel myself in here. Yeah, this is going to be a hard hangout. This is a hangout one. I really didn't read anything. There's nothing really in particular I want to talk about, but there's nothing not in particular I want to talk about, because there are a few things on my mind that came up in the hours of this day leading up to this moment of me recording this episode for you. And I think I'm going to cover those. Mewing is one thing. Talking to animals is another. I'll give results for the COVID test. And I'm going to first say something poignant about this information that I learned about this one listener. Very general information, but I've got something poignant to say. But first, let me take a sip of water and stretch my legs for a second, because I need to hydrate. My damn throat is so scratchy. Just a second. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I got a message from a dear friend last night. Unexpected, totally unexpected. And they said someone they know has listened to this show enough that this show gets recommended by their Siri podcast recommendations. And again, I was not expecting that. And that touched me so much, my jaw literally dropped and I could not pick it back up. I was shocked. Um, I do not say, please do not, if you do listen to this show, please understand that what I'm expressing here is not fact. It's not to be taken as like an objective fact. Please don't take it as me like disregarding you or taking you for granted. I'm speaking purely from feelings, insecurities. And I genuinely had reached the point since I resumed this podcast last year, around this time last year, after, getting, starting to get my life back on my feet after losing my life, my old life, to the ice storm. I got to the point rather quickly after resuming that I thought literally no one was consuming this show. Now, I know that's not true because I can see numbers of listeners and more so numbers of viewers on YouTube. Which, by the way, if you don't know, I've got a YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and the search bar, search That Thing with James, and my channel should be like in the first results. Click on the channel, go there, check it out. Please go to the playlists section and check out my web series that I've begun at the beginning of this year, 2022. I'm having a lot of fun with those. But anyway, back to the point. I had emotionally gotten to the point that I felt like it wasn't worth continuing this show anymore. And I know I've mentioned it before on here that last year, even up until like the end of last year, 2021, I was very seriously considering just fully, completely calling it quits on this show. I thought maybe I might start some different type of podcast that has some type of focus, some type of niche, but whatever I'm doing with this thing, with me, isn't working. No one cares. No one likes it. It's a big time, energy, emotional sink for me. So why continue doing it? Why keep beating my head against a brick wall? And there are some more candid things, more, not like I'm gonna like, slit my throat or anything like that, but there's more candid details I would like to say about my hopes, dreams, and fears of this show, past, present, and future, that I think I'll just save for the bonus episode. But for now, I will just say what an absolute delight it was to hear from someone else that I don't even know listens to this show, and that made me want to keep doing this. It made me feel like I'm not completely fucking up and wasting my time. I did have, when I started this thing, I had a specific idea of what I wanted the show to be, and it wasn't really like anything I'd heard elsewhere so much, because it was, but I'm not a fucking stand-up comedian. I just wanted it to be a hangout. I wanted this show to be a break, a walking meditation for you and for me. Um, and at some point last year, I got lost in the weeds of trying to be something else. And even before that, because it started getting weird when the pandemic hit. Um, but yeah, I might say some more about that in the bonus episode. But for now, thank you, listeners and viewers. Thank you. If you watch this show, if you like this show, thank you. And you know what? I don't care if it's sad or pitiful or whatever the fuck. If you like the show, let me know. Like, tell me. uh, don't worry, you're not going to blow my head up too much. I'm not going to become a fucking narcissistic ego bag. I've got so much, self-esteem problems that if anything, it'll just make me feel good and help me do better, and keep doing this. So if you like this, let me know, email me. And also, if you have like ideas for like a topic you'd like to hear me riff on, something fucking stupid, something serious, whatever. If you found an article, if you found a funny video, something, if you have an idea, if you have a suggestion for, a theme or a topic for an episode, please email me your submission at ThatThingWithJames@gmail.com. You can also, let's get the business part out of the way. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. My handle on all three is at James J. Asher. I have a subreddit for this, well, more so for my YouTube channel because I've been posting my web series on there too. I have a subreddit, r/ThatThingWithJames. It's an open subreddit. I love shit posting, so please shit post on there. I mean, bad memes, not mean memes, but shit posts. Stupid fucking humor. Put it on there. And also, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/ThatThingWithJames. If you are not already a patron, and if you are, thank you. You rock. But if you're not, I do have a Patreon. If you would like to help support this show and my other projects that I'm doing now, if you want to help, show your appreciation, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/ThatThingWithJames. You will get something, in return. There's different tiers with different little benefits that I offer, and they ramp up per, donation tier. Also, it gets you, even at the, entry tier, it gets you access to the bonus episodes. There's like, I think this week might be bonus episode 49. So there's like almost 50 fucking bonus episodes there. And they're going to keep coming. As long as I'm doing these free episodes, I'm going to keep doing bonus episodes because I want to have something to give to people who want to give back to me for, hopefully entertaining you, hopefully making you feel good in some way, and most especially feel entertained and maybe even educated. So once again, that's patreon.com/ThatThingWithJames. And don't worry if you missed all of that last information, because you can find it just written in the episode description. So that's the business. That's the biz. Man, at least one person listens to that. It feels really good. Mewing. Let's talk about that. That kind of relates to the hara that I was talking about. So I've been seeing this thing on TikTok. I've seen it for a while. It's called Mewing. And I was like, what is this? Like Rolfing? What the fuck is Rolfing? Because there are 1.5 million hucksters on TikTok, selling this, that, or the other. It's amazing to see. It's like being in a Moroccan bazaar. People are, snake charming and selling healing beads and shit like that. But it's online on a private company's social media application. Hold on, let me get some more water here. So yeah, this thing called mewing. I thought, is this related to this Rolfing thing that I keep seeing? There's this one account. This it's a female presenting person. I think they identify as a woman. Also, in last week's episode in reviewing, I did catch that I did accidentally misgender some of the characters I was talking about, completely unintentionally a few times, but I did catch myself on it later in the episode. So, sorry about that if that, pissed you off or something. It was unintentional. I'm doing my best. But this person who's sells is like a Rolfing therapist. They're always talking about Rolfing, ROLF, Rolf. Like, what the fuck is Rolfing? Like, is it a type of physical therapy? I think it has something to do with just basically working with gravity, working with balance in your entire body to release tensions of working against gravity. But mewing is not necessarily related. I could see how it could be related, but mewing is apparently a thing you do with your tongue. And now I keep seeing these other videos about tongue posture. And it never fucking occurred to me before, but it makes total sense. And it actually linked to something that I'd had trouble with years prior. Tongue posture. So, in the little research I did days ago to figure out what the fuck is mewing and why is it called mewing, apparently there's some like orthodontist or something named Dr. Mew, like the Pokemon, MEW, Mew. This word is this, I guess it would be like a gerund kind of a thing, mewing. Basically, this doctor said if you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and keep it there instead of resting at the bottom of your mouth, if you have your tongue always resting at the roof of your mouth, that changes your jawline. It turns you from a chinless wonder to a chisel-jawed Chad. Now, I don't really have that problem because I'm just naturally a chisel jawed Chad. Mayhaps even a svelte Giga Chad. Uh, and yet also, at the same time, a quirked up white boy with a lot of swag. Busting it down sexual style, yes. These are things I cannot help. It's just who and what I am. Nonetheless, this tongue positioning thing, people on TikTok, it links up to these like, Sigma male accounts, and there are unironic Sigma male accounts on TikTok, and I love the whole Sigma male thing. It's just gold to me. It is so entertaining because it started out as an unironic thing, but meme world. And what has become meme world, it's just an intrinsic part of it now. The Sigma male, literally me, being fucking Patrick Bateman or Heath Ledger's Joker or the driver from Drive, which, by the way, I'm very much looking forward to Barbie starring Ryan Gosling. Oh man, I'm looking forward to that movie. Barbie starring Ryan Gosling. Literally me, fam. No cap. Well, anyway, this Rolfing thing, these Sigma male accounts, be they tongue in cheek or tongue on the roof of your mouth, are seeking to improve their jawline and general attractiveness, the general symmetry of their skull by having, doing the mewing thing. I won't, I might walk through the basics of it because I figured it out and it's actually working some fucking wonders for me. And I didn't need it because I was not a chinless wonder to begin with. I was not that. What I found is that it has helped me with my full body posture and fascia relationship, myofascial relationship. Like, it is a key fucking part that I've been missing for so long. But I'll get back to that in a second. So basically, mewing, yes, it actually will. It actually will train your jaw muscles to bring forward. If you have like a massive overbite, not necessarily from like your top teeth sticking out, like growing outward at an angle, but from your your lower jaw being set backwards, mewing will, engage muscles that actually do bring the jaw forward and help align the teeth more and everything. Not only that, but it also helps, I wouldn't say it aids, but it more so like really engages breathing through your nose, because you don't want to be a mouth breather. There's problems with mouth breathing. It's not the best thing for you. And I understand sometimes you cannot help it. There are definitely cases where it's like, you've had some kind of surgery or something and you literally just cannot breathe through your nose. I acknowledge the existence of these exceptions. However, generally, give it a shot because maybe you would be able to do something that you thought and that perhaps others had told you you would not nor would ever be able to do. Personally, I'm the type of guy who says, you can't tell me I can't do this. I've certainly told myself I can't do a million things, but you know what? It never sits right with me, no matter how much I, it's like a double-minded thing. Like I'm fucking hating on myself and telling myself I can't do this thing, one half of me, but then at the same time, the other half of me is pushing back and saying, no, fuck you. Prove it to me. Don't just tell me. I need proof. I'm going to do this till I'm fucking run into the ground, burnt up, set on fire. Like, I will fucking pursue a thing until I have definitive firsthand fucking proof, firsthand experience that tells me I can't do something. I'm not one to just sit and accept stated limitations. Fuck no. If there's something I want, I will go for it. I'm not necessarily sure what that has to do with mewing. Anyway, putting your tongue up on the roof of your mouth. This, it's regarded as like a newer thing, like an orthodontic kind of a thing. But what I have found is I didn't even have to look this shit up. It's just something I've known about for years. And this is why I said it kind of meets up with the hara thing and the whole like yoga meditation thing, is because for Zazen, or Zazen, which is just basically Japanese Zen meditation. Zazen is very specific about how to position your body, which I really appreciate. And it's not necessarily, there's a million different ways to meditate. A million different ways to meditate. You're meditating right now by just absorbing this content that I'm giving to you. But Zazen it has a very specific guide set, or guides. I'm loath to say rules, but guide for how to position your body. And this is a type of yoga, and the purpose is by getting your body into the correct posture, the correct position of Zazen for Zazen. What it does is helps still your body, like your physical body, your arms and legs. And of course, it really helps. And they, Zen monks will encourage, stretching, maybe drinking tea or like matcha beforehand, eating, stretching, just to get like that excess energy and tension out. And then you get into the physical position, the Zazen. I forget, I'm pretty sure there's a word for just the general posture, but you get into the correct posture. And the purpose of it is to get your body into, optimal alignment, to keep your body from getting tired. It's using gravity and weight and, stacking your bones in a certain way, stacking your skeleton in a certain way so that you're not, using muscles that will wear out after an extended period of sitting. And it will encourage just sort of like, nerve and myofascial and muscular relaxation, thus stillness. So then if your body is able to be still, comfortable, alert, and supported, and another part is that like it helps, the posture opens you up so that you can have proper blood and breath circulation to help engage your diaphragm so you get full breaths. By doing this, by finding stillness in your body, you are then way more able to find stillness in your mind. So then you can focus on the empty circle. You can focus on, there's a certain word for it. It's been a while since I really got, read into the details of Zazen, but yeah, it helps you get into the single duality, the singular duality mind. Yeah, I love meditation and that kind of shit, dude. But anyway, what does this have to do with mewing? Well, one of the parts of the posture is getting your tongue up to the roof of your mouth so that it engages nose breathing, because you don't want to do mouth breathing for a number of reasons. It engages nostril breathing, one, and it also slows down the production of saliva. And furthermore, I have found it, completely changes your fascial and it changes your entire fucking posture and support system. But I never really figured out how to do it because I was doing it wrong. Basically, I had my tongue resting at the bottom of my mouth, and then I was like bringing up the tip of my tongue, like it's flat, and then the front part sort of curves upward, like a ramp going up toward the front. And I would bring that tip up to touch the back of my front teeth, like where the teeth meet the gums, like that line right there. I would touch there, but something always felt fucking off about that. And I would read other things about, like, no, you're supposed to have like the whole surface of your tongue fully up on the palate. Like, you should be able to feel the ridges, like have the whole fucking taste bud section flush against the roof of your mouth and not really touching your teeth. And I couldn't really figure out how the fuck to do that. And then I forgot about it. And years and years and years pass. And then I'm on TikTok and I see these people talking about mewing. And I'm like, what the fuck is this about? And, well, I found some videos of like Mewing 101. And one of the things was like, say the word sing. And when you say the when you do the NG sound, get it so that it kind of makes your tongue go up. And another way to do that is go and try to keep your tongue there, and then do like a suction thing, suck the air out, and it'll sort of like force your tongue up onto the roof of your mouth. And then from there, you're in the right position. And from there, you'll be able to like engage and train the right muscles so that you can just have your tongue like hanging out up there. And I have found that it has changed my fucking life, because I have lived for 14 years with constant, like chronic discomfort or serious debilitating pain because I broke my spine when I was 20, like crushed my T8 vertebrae. Never got any surgery or anything on it because no one ever wanted to do surgery or anything on it. And there were particular spots in my neck and in my upper back that I could never quite work out these kinks, work out this pinching tension. And I couldn't figure it out. I've been doing yoga for 14 years. I started after I broke my back and, got the brace off and healed, deformed, but healed. And I've had some relief, and sometimes I've had my spine like actually crack back into place a few times, but only a few. And then it went away. And it's just been nuts, like constant pain. And that constant physical pain becomes constant mental and emotional tension, anxiety, and stress. Because my body's fucking worn out, so of course my mind's getting worn out. And I have found that this mewing thing, or this meditation-like tongue positioning thing, training these muscles, fucking took the tension out of these problem spots I've been having for like a third of my life. It's mind-blowing. So that's what's up. I'm burning up. I am burning up. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. This is long enough for this episode. Stick around for the bonus episode. You can catch that at patreon.com/ThatThingWithJames. Please consider becoming a patron if you're not already. Thank you for tuning in for this episode. I hope this has recentered you if you were feeling off kilter. And thank you to this mystery, at least one listener, for listening to the show. Oh, that tickles me. Okay, folks, I love you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Hey, it's James, and I just realized I forgot to tell you the results of my COVID test. So I'm going to give those to you in a sort of my unpracticed impression of like a northern Midwestern accent. So, hey there, hi there, ho there. I didn't realize until after I recorded
the whole thing, the whole episode here that I kind of forgot to tell you about the results of the COVID test, and I just wanted to just drop in real quick and let you know it's negative. I don't have COVID. It's just real bad allergies. Okay, okay. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Yeah, it's a little bit of rough accent, but you get the idea. Oh my God, I met this. Oh, I didn't meet her, but I heard this woman in Chicago one time. Oh my God. Oh my God, the baby's so cute. And that's just sort of how I, base my entire impression of Midwesterners. All right, drink some water. God damn it.